So my name is Slayton Strube. I'm from Wall, Texas. Own and operate Strube Livestock alongside my dad, Kenny Strube. Have a beautiful family that I've been blessed with. My wife, Brooke. My oldest daughter is Stratley, who's 8. My middle daughter, Berkeley, is 6. And my youngest daughter, Journey, is 1. We obviously raise livestock for a living, and it's a big part of our lives. And our oldest daughter, Stratley, started showing last year and really got us involved in the showing process. So this deal's really came full circle since I started showing, obviously raise them, and now she's showing. And so it's a big part of what we do as a family, and we really enjoy it. Obviously we're here in our show barn, spend a lot of time here, and so as we've continued to go into year 2, it's been a lot of growing and learning, and through that process, we sat down with Jacoby feed a couple years ago before my daughter Stratley started showing, and I knew that the nutrition and the feeding side would be an important part of our program, the success of our program, and the determining success of our program. So sat down with Jason and his sons and Kayla, and just told them kind of a little bit about us and what our goals were. And immediately I could tell that we aligned and we connected, and we were on the same page. And so through this process, I realized that both of us are really open-minded people, like to try new things, adapt, change, grow. And so over the course of the last 2 years, I've been feeding a lot of Jacoby feed. And I wouldn't really say we're in an experimental stage, but we've tried lots of things and been open-minded and put a lot of that stuff to test here in our barn and have had great results. And so as we've continued on through that process, we've really enjoyed a lot of the success that we've had with Jacoby feed, the consistency, and just as importantly as that is the people. One of the coolest things I think is that you know, this barn teaches my children a lot. We've all learned a lot over the last year that we never even thought we would. Both my wife and myself have grown a lot, and the children have changed and developed, and we've grown as in relationship with one another through it all as well. But one of the cool things is that my kids really like going to Jacoby's to get feed, and I think one of the reasons is, well, I know one of the reasons is they probably like going to Jacoby's to go to the cafe and sit down and eat. But I think one of the coolest things is that when we go in there, a lot of times we see Jason and his sons and Kayla, and they sit down and they talk to us on a personal level, or if we see Brent or Joel in there and they talk to my kids. And when I saw this, I knew that we were doing business with the right people. And so I think that's been a huge part of the way that we align. It doesn't have a corporate feel, it has a family feel. And so our connection with Jacoby's has just continued to grow and flourish over the last 2 or 3 years, not only from a business standpoint, a feeding standpoint, but a personal standpoint. And I think that a lot of people have grown accustomed to that family feel, that atmosphere that you get at Jacoby's when you go there. And so that's something that's been awesome, and I know that they connect with people in that way. It doesn't have a corporate feel, and if we have a problem, we have an issue, we can go straight to Jacoby's and get anything that we might have resolved right away. So that's been one of the many things that we've enjoyed about the success there. Last year we had a great year. We had 4 banners at major shows, and I would put that down the list on our successes. At the top of them would be our personal growth and development again, but secondly, I think would be just how we learn to adapt to changes here in the barn, and feeding would be one of those things. And again, Jacoby just comes right back in, and we've just learned a lot of things about how to feed an animal. Obviously we're feeding lambs and goats, and so man, we've learned a lot. We've grown and continue to grow, and through that, the Alpha and Omega feeding system has sort of came to life. And obviously we haven't been the ones that just brought it to life, but the team at Jacoby's has collectively put their efforts, their thoughts, their experiences, and their trials together, and that's really what's brought this thing full circle. And now that we have it incorporated into our barn this year, our results are even that much further along, and we've enjoyed it a great deal. So basically, to sum it up, our relationship at Jacoby's is based on how we similarly believe in a lot of the same things. I believe in doing business with people that work hard. They have family-owned business. And if you've never made the trip to Melvin, Texas, in the heart of the hill country, I'd suggest you do it, because it's a family-owned business, and man, those guys have put their life into it, and they're willing to help and work with you, and that's what's really brought our family in and made it the success that we've had through a culmination of the feed and the process and the people, and we've really enjoyed doing business with Jacoby's.